What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the juice. This is the juice from the Harris chain, Toyota series, Southern Division. First tournament for me for 2023. And I don't know where we finished, but it wasn't very good on me. It was pretty tough. I had 14-12 the first day, and then 8 pounds 9 ounces, I think, on the second day. Pretty tough fishing for me. I don't know what it is about the Harris chain, but it's a little tricky on me. But today, this is the juice. I'm going to show you the rods, reels, line, baits, all the equipment that I used this week on the Harris chain. Hopefully, you guys can get some of these baits if you're going fishing in the Harris chain or going fishing in Florida, and use these exact baits that I used to catch some bass in Florida. So if you guys are new to the channel, first off, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate that. But the juice is basically my tournament recap video, and it's presented by Fish USA. So all of this tackle I'm about to go over is available directly at fishusa.com using the links down below. So appreciate it if you click those links down below, check out some tackle, and purchase all your tackle from Fish USA's huge online tackle store. They got everything you could ever want on Fish USA. Great prices and real fast shipping. It'll show up to you quick, fast, and in a hurry. You'll be able to get those baits out on the water. All right, so let's jump into the tackle. So going into the tournament, I was a very late boat number. So there was 260 boats in the tournament. And the first morning I was boat 212. So there was 211 boats that went out before me. And that meant I had a longer day. So my weigh-in wasn't until 4:45. So I decided that I was gonna start right by the boat ramp at Venetian Gardens in Lake Harris, in some hydrilla. You know, it's a big community hole. I think there was probably 12, 15 boats that started there as well. And the fish were biting pretty quick. You know, I saw probably 20, 25 fish get caught, but I was only able to catch 2 of them myself. And I was using these 2 over here. So I caught one on a chatterbait. I had 2 different chatterbaits here. I had, let's get the other one. I caught the fish on this one, but I had a 1/2 and a 3/8 chatterbait. 2 shad killers. I think this one's called Clearwater shad, and this one is a spot remover, maybe, but that was a 1/2 ounce and a 3/8 ounce. Just depending on how thick the hydrilla was, how deep I wanted the bait to run. So I was throwing the 1/2 ounce, and I was putting the 3-inch Yamamoto Neko on there. What's this color called? Disco green. So I really like that disco green color on the spot remover chatterbait. That's just a fish catcher right there. So that little Neko on there just makes a nice compact profile, and comes through the grass well, and it really allows the chatterbait to dance a lot. So the trailer you put on your chatterbait really affects the action of the bait, because if you put a big bulky trailer on there, it doesn't allow that bait to dance and hop around whenever you snap it out of the grass. So the trailer you put on there is very important, and I've been loving the 3-inch Neko from Yamamoto. So like I said, 1/2 and 3/8 ounce jackhammer chatterbait. Of course, if you've watched my videos in the past, you know I love throwing the chatterbait on this right here. This is the Hex 7'5" medium heavy from Favorite. It's an excellent chatterbait rod. It's a high-end rod, but it is by far the best chatterbait rod I've ever thrown. You know, you can launch that bait out there a mile and really feel everything that's going on. And throwing that, of course, on 15-pound Seagar Invisex fluorocarbon. All right, so I think I caught one of them on a chatterbait, and I actually caught the other one on this guy right here, which is you know, you come to Florida, you got to throw a swimming worm, and this is the Yamamoto Speed Senko. It is a very similar profile to what you've seen before. And what is this color? This is called Gooseberry Laminate. It's just a very Junebug looking color, if you will. It's purple, and it's almost a two-tone, so it's purple and green on the top, and then a lighter purple and red on the bottom. But yeah, I caught one on the Speed Worm, or the Speed Senko. You know, it's pretty much every worm in this category is called a speed worm now, just because they basically started it. But one little tip that I learned throwing the speed worm is, so there's two sides. You know, when the bait's swimming back, I like the tail to be up. Okay, so I want my hook shank on the opposite side of the tail, and it just allows that bait to wiggle a little bit more as it's coming through the water. Like you can see, this guy actually got some teeth marks on it today. He had caught a couple fish on it today as well. But Speed Senko, throwing him on the Trokar TK130 with a 6/0. That's a big old straight shank hook. You're able to catch those big fish on that if a big one were to bite it. And then right there, of course, you got an Epic tungsten weight. This is just a 1/4 ounce, just to allow me to cast it further. And I was actually throwing this on 20-pound Seagar Tatsu fluorocarbon, and then my favorite Hex 7'6" heavy. You guys see me use that rod everywhere, and it flat out catches them. So that was pretty much my moving bait side. You know, I had some more rods out for day one of the tournament, but they never got any use. Those were the only 3 that got any use, and the only 2 baits that I caught a fish on, moving baits, the first day of the tournament. So after I fished in Harris for a couple hours, maybe an hour, hour and a half, I decided to move on. Moved into Eustis, moved into Dora, moved into Beauclair. And in Beauclair, I ended up filling out my limit. Just throwing around the trusty old Senko. Can't beat a wacky rig Senko. Well, actually, I was doing a Neko rig. So I was taking my Trokar TK137 finesse hook. Love that hook, number 2 size. And adding a little nail weight. This is the Epic tungsten nail weight right there. Just a little one. Let's see what size. I think I have them right in here. Yeah, there they are. That's a 1/32 ounce. Just a little extra weight to help that get down. And I was fishing in Beauclair around some deeper grass clumps. So I actually see fish on my live scope using, you know, my Garmin, and I would see fish sitting right on top of these little grass clumps. They're just little isolated grass clumps. So I'd throw this over there. This is just the 5-inch Yamamoto Senko and baby bass. Add that little nail weight, and just throw it to those fish that I could see on live scope, and just shake it there in front of their face, and was able to catch 3 more keepers. So that gave me a limit, and the day was basically halfway over at that point. You know, the morning went really quick, and I didn't really have any size, so I had about 5 fish for probably 7 or 8 pounds. They were pretty small. So at that point, I decided I had nothing to lose, and I was going to go lock down to Apopka. Go back to the beginning of this. Like I said, I had a long day. I had a 4:45 weigh-in, and it's about 12 o'clock. So I'm like, I still got almost 5 hours of fishing. I can run down there, fish for 2-3 hours, and make it back to weigh-in. So I ran down there and pulled out my 2 flipping rods. These guys right here, and just started flipping. And these are the favorite Hex MDJ series rods, 7'8" heavy. It's quickly become the only rod that I like to flip with. And I had 2 of them here. So I had one of them with a 1/4 ounce weight, and this is the one that did the bulk of the damage. This right here was a 1/4 ounce weight, 4/0 Trokar TK130 straight shank hook, and I was just putting a black and blue Senko on there. Let's see which one it was. It's called Bruised Shin. So it's a newer color that newer to me anyway, that it's not a real bright black and blue. It's almost like a smoke top, and then it's a two-tone with black and blue on the bottom. So it's a little bit more of a, I guess you'd call it a finesse black and blue. It's just not as in your face as some of the other black and blues. It's just a little more subtle. And you know, the water was fairly greenish clear, so decided to go with that. And just started flipping him around to some isolated reeds, and was able to catch quite a few fish, and called up to my 14 pounds. And I did all that using this rod right here with the 1/4 ounce weight. My other flipping rod here, I had the same exact rod with a 3/4 ounce Epic tungsten weight. And I would just use that one whenever I got into the little bit heavier cover. If there was a little bit of a mat or something that I needed to flip in there, I would use the 3/4 ounce and flip that into there. And I think I did catch a couple on the 3/4 as well, but the 1/4 did the bulk of the damage. So like I said, that brought me to 14.12 for the day, and I barely made it back to weigh in, all that settled. So head out for day number 2, and I decided to spend my whole time doing the Apopka deal, running down there, just flipping reeds all day for as long as I had. So I ran straight to the lock, went straight through, and got the fish down there for 4 hours, and could only muster up 8 pounds worth of bass. I only caught 5 fish, was able to catch all of them on the Senko, of course, 1/4 ounce weight. And I just flipped him around all day. I think I pretty much stuck that rod in my hand all day and never set it down, and caught what I caught. That was the best I could do. Wasn't really on much, but those are the baits that got it done for me at the Harris chain. Hopefully you guys learned something. Like I said, check the description down below for the links directly to all this tackle. So if you're looking to get any of the new Yamamoto baits, any Trocar hooks, any Seaguar line, favorite rods, Fish USA has them in stock, ready to ship. They'll get them to you real fast and in a hurry, and you guys can get them out on the water. So appreciate you guys watching. Leave me those comments down below. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time.